I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
What we
Congratulations.
need in this situation with Russia is transparency. I want to be transparent with you right now. I want to use glasnost right now. We do not want to attack Mother Russia in any way. Thank goodness that someone did not get in office that said, I want a no-fly zone in Syria, and even though the generals tell me that means war, we'll go to war. Someone that says we will go to war and punish Russia for cyber attacks that they made up out of whole cloth. You've got to be kidding me. Does anybody remember some little general, I believe little commander, whatever they called them, the little corporal, Napoleon Bonaparte? Old Boney, the Brits called him. Anybody remember him? What destroyed him? The Battle of Waterloo helped, that's for sure, you Brits. And Wellington, boy, did they ever give him a good just whacking. But what else stopped Napoleon? It was Mother Russia in the harsh winter. Where was it that Hitler found his wall? Was it the Battle of the Bulge? Yes, that played a part of it. But it was the Battle of Stalingrad, where Russians rushed tanks with the equivalent of stones and sticks. World, wake up. Invite Russia into NATO. Embrace them. They are the great other America. They are the great other Britain. The only thing that separates us is a language. We may have a little bit more diversity of skin color in our country and in Britain and even in Australia than they do there. But we don't have any better diversity of ideas or thoughts. Let's embrace Russia. Let's bring them into NATO. Let's make them a part of the group. Let's not start this thing with Putin. I myself look up to Putin. Do I like him and everything he does? No, I can't stand the way that he has made it. He passed a law that made it illegal to proselytize outside of a church. So if no evangelism outside of a church, and I understand that had to do with Islam, but that affects everyone. And that means if you can't preach any message without the fear of being taken away. And I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. I myself, folks, have already mentioned, I'm an anarcho-capitalist that believes that diplomacy ends at the water's edge. I see no need for bombing anyone anywhere. I do not believe we should use drones to strike innocent children at weddings. I do not think that a signature of a pen from our executor at the executive mansion gives him some kind of moral right to destroy people whilst they gather together somewhere in Damascus. I believe that all of our bases all around the world should be closed down now. All of our men brung back home. Our bases here in America that are done. Places I know of that I used to play in when I was young in Orlando. That there are huge military complexes closed down. Homes rotting away, no one there because they're in Spangdahlem, Germany, because they're in somewhere in Korea. Or military expansion, build ships to protect the border. If you need to, Trump. Make bombs, but our country is great because we beat our swords into plowshares. And when the time come in World War I, we had nothing. And we turned those plowshares back into swords and we beat the Kaiser's ass. Same thing, World War II. Back to grinding, back to America. turned our swords into plowshares. Along come a little Nazi with a funky mustache that wanted to kill my people. What'd we do? What did Hirohito say? Or I'm quoting the wrong person. It was the admiral. Someone will tell me. Britisher, you will tell me. What did he say? He said, "I fear we have awakened the sleeping giant and filled him with a terrible resolve." I believe in freedom of expression of religion under almost any circumstance. But the day that the Catholic Church says the Inquisitions are fired back up, and just like we did Huss and Jerome and Zwingli, we're going to burn people at the stake if they don't follow the Catholic religion. We need to ban Catholics then, don't we? Until the day the mullahs say, don't take knives and attack people and run in your car into them and then jump out with a knife. This is coming from the mullahs, Ohio State. That came from the mullahs. Attack with knives, attack with cars, attack with trucks, you get Nice. Attack with trucks, you get Berlin. Am I the only one that saw the Paris massacre? Yes, there should be a ban on Muslims right now. Of course there should be. In your country too, Britain. I just saw John Cleese. John Cleese said, well, I go to London. To the high street I walked as a boy, and I look around, and I'm not racist, but I do not see any Englishmen. English people, do not throw your culture down the toilet. Do I want Jews banned? No. Man, my goodness. Do I want Christians banned? No. But if that Jew says he wants to kill every Muslim, he wants to breed them out, of course I want him gone. The UN's a thing of the past. We need to let Russia into all of these things. We need to either include everybody and everyone pays an equal portion. And I don't care how small you are. If there's 95 people in NATO and it costs $95 million a year to run it, then everybody puts in $1 million. Quite frankly, we don't need this. Diplomacy ends at the water's edge. You take care of you, we take care of us. Don't attack us, we won't attack you. If you attack us, we will beat our plowshares back into swords. Oh man, when I think of the SJW problem, I can only think of one thing. You have a perfectly good word. Let's take correct. Little Bobby, that math problem is correct. Little Susie, the way you kicked that football into the goal, that was correct. Little Timmy, the way you sung that song was the correct way. You really used your diaphragm and you came from below and you shot it forth. That was correct. We can destroy that word by adding one to it. Politically correct. You no longer have anything correct. You now have something that's news speak, that is so Orwellian. Let's think of another word. Let's think of justice. When I think of justice, I think of it this way. It's just as if it never happened. If I want justice, I want someone to make it just as if whatever happened to me never happened. The guilty party is paid back. Not an eye for an eye, but through justice. The only thing you have to do to destroy that justice is to add a word to it. Social justice. Now I see brown shirts. I see them marching. Heil! 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 I see Hitler in all his oratory glory. I see the marching hordes. I see the fangs of the wolves dripping with blood. I see my brothers and sisters' freedom stripped from them. George Orwell warned us all. Please, as I close, if you have the time this week, pick up a book. It's called 1984 by George Orwell. It'll tell you all about Newspeak. It'll tell you all about the party. Life for the party. Life for you. Life for your family. Life for your crops. To hell with the party. To hell with dogma. We must unite. We have to unite. Black people, white people, Japanese people, Chinese people. We're all people. You're gonna call me a kike sometimes. You're gonna call me a honky. That's okay. It's all right. I probably deserve those pejoratives when you use them. Does that mean you hate me and want me to die? No. I'm an egalitarian. I'm an anarcho-capitalist. And I believe in freedom for all. I believe in words. I believe in the power of words. And I believe that with just a little addition, you can twist the grandest of words, like justice, into something that is horrible, like social justice. That said, I just want to tell everybody, be good to your family, be good to your loved ones, be good to your friends. Apologize as quick as you possibly can. Accept an apology, no matter how big that thing your friend or loved one has done seems to be. Because in a moment you think not, your country, your loved ones, and your life will depart from you.